Greetings for the day. My name is Mohammed Rahmat Ali, and welcome to another subject called digital forensics. I'll be dealing with this particular subject according to the academics, not with reference to the industry. The aspects of digital forensics in terms of academics and the implications that can happen with digital forensics according to academics, that's the only thing that I'll be dealing with. Now, coming towards what digital forensics is all about. If at all if you know the branches of sciences, technology and arts, this particular subject falls under the stream of sciences. Basically, forensic means investigative part of any case is called as forensics. That particular thing can be related to a physical thing, a living thing or a non-living thing, or some things which is related to the aspect of knowing some of the things. Now, what do you mean by digital forensics? Digital forensics deals with the subject of science, especially in terms of computer science, which deals with the aspect of investigating the data in terms of knowing the truth, or in terms of gaining the information from the evidences that we have got. To study digital forensics, there are some of the things that you need to remember as a preliminary thing, or you can say the basic thing. The first and the foremost things, digital forensics can only be done on a crime scene or a suspected devices. Digital forensics deals with the investigative part and providing the evidences which should be admissible in the court of law. So this should be very much remembered. When we are dealing with digital forensics, it is for sure that the evidences that we are conducting, or the evidences that we have got, or any witness or evidence that we have got, should be preserved well, so that that should be admissible in court. This is very important. If at all the evidence which is not been admissible in court, then your investigation, then your part is totally faulty investigation. Now, in this particular subject, we are going to study about different aspects, how we are going to go through the crime scene, what are the different aspects of investigating the things, what are the different ways into which we can investigate the things, and which are the different departments in which we can investigate the things, and how we will be analyzing, or you can say recovering the data, how we will be recapturing the data, how we will be addressing the data. Third most important thing is that how we are going to analyze the data in different aspects, how one particular thing should be investigated, and what is the important thing that need to be collected, that we are going to study in this particular subject. Today's session is just a basic introduction of digital forensics, in which we are going to see what are the course outcomes, what are the course objectives, and different parts of academics that the subject will deal with. I will just give an introduction so that it will be helpful for you to understand this particular subject. Now, the first thing, course objective. What is the important part in this particular thing? What is the thing that we are going to learn from this particular subject? The first thing is to understand the basics of digital forensics and techniques for conducting the forensics examination on different digital devices. Now, this particular thing this particular thing called digital forensics is not only limited to computers. This particular subject is independent of what we call computers. This can be dealt in terms of mobile devices, networks, databases, data warehouses, and n number of things. It means this particular thing will deal with the basic concepts, or you can say basic things, or this particular subject will tell you the basics of investigation, how we are going to conduct the investigation, and how we are going to capture that particular information. Now, just to know, you can say digital forensics can be done in two different ways. The first one is in terms of hardware, second thing in terms of software. What do you mean by hardware and what we are going to learn in software, we are going to see in ahead of things, but just for introductory part, I'll say in physical devices we are going to stop the incoming and outgoing, or you can say inflow and outflow of data, then we are going to capture the data. Now capturing of the data is also of two types. First thing is bit by bit capture, or just an image that we are going to take from this particular evidence device, or you can see the faulty devices, or from the crime scene. Now what do you mean by bit by bit copy? Bit by bit copy in the sense, whatever the thing that is there on that particular device, or in that particular crime scene, or in that particular breach device, every individual bit of that particular things will be copied into our devices. Now what do you mean by taking an image? Image in the sense, whatever the data that is been there, will take a snap of that particular data. Snap in the sense, in which folder how many files are there, what are the files that it contains, which types of files it has got, and what files implicate to that particular things, or you can say which file has caused the trouble, will take just a snap. Whereas in bit by bit type of things, we are going to capture every individual aspect, in the sense which file, logs, and everything will be copied in bit to bit, or you can say bit by bit copy. Next is not only to capture the things, but also to conduct a forensic examination. Now what do you mean by forensic examination? If at all if you know about forensics, forensic deals with every small minute part of that particular thing. Why the incident happened, when the incident happened, what was the reason to this particular incident, what are the remedial steps that we can take for next thing not to happen for this, and we will be drawing a conclusion from all of these evidences. So conducting examination means not only examining the data, but also to produce a equivalent result, so that this particular thing should not happen in the next time, or this particular thing should not be repeated in the future. And on digital, or you can say different digital devices. Now what do you mean by different digital devices? The first thing which comes into our mind when you talk about digital devices, it is only computer. No, it's not only computer. It is your personal computer, it's your laptop, it's your palm top, it's your mobile devices, it's your network, it's your database, it's your data warehouse. It can be anything in all above mentioned things. Now it means that anything which is having data, if at all it is being bypassed, so in that particular case digital forensics comes into picture. Now second point is to understand how to examine digital evidences, such as the data acquisition, identification, of analysis. Now what do you mean by this? This means that how we are going to collect the information, or you can say how we are going to collect that particular data, what are the different examinations that we can perform. For instance, I'll tell you an example. in one of the computer there are three devices, or you can say not three devices, basically there are three drives: C drive, D drive, and E drive. Now when we have come to across to the particular computer or that particular system, we have seen that the drive D is only been disrupted, or device D is been attacked. Now in this particular scenario, I cannot copy C drive and E drive. I only have to copy only D drive. This also need to be taken into consideration, which of the evidences that need to be collected. Now after I have captured every of the things in any of the form, taking an image or bit by bit copy, now I need to examine how this particular data can be examined, and we can make a conclusion. Now what are the digital evidence that we can collect? Which files was attacked, which files was copied, or which file format was changed, or which was the unnecessary file that has come into that particular drive, and which of the file has caused that particular problem. Now basically what happens in this particular scenario is that any of the virus, malware, or any of the things that has come into that particular picture, either it will copy the information, or it will change the file format, or it will change the type of data it has been into that particular file. For example, you have got .doc file. Any of the system has changed that particular file format from .doc to .pdf or .mp4, .mp3. So this particular thing which has changed the part that we need to investigate, and we need to put a result, we need to put a copy of this particular investigation, which should be acceptable in the court of law. Okay, this is the basic thing that we are going to say in this particular things. And next important thing is identification of analysis, in the sense what is the thing that we are investigating. Either we are investigating about the intrusion, either we are investigating about the preservance of data, either we are investigating which of the data is been lost, or either we are investigating any of the X part. That also need to be taken into consideration, that also should be known to the particular person who is investigating that particular case. So this is the basic objective of this particular course. Now coming towards the course outcome, after you learn this particular subject, what are the things that you are going to get from this? The first one is applying forensic analysis tools to recover important evidence for identifying computer crime. Now when we talk about digital forensics, there are two things that comes into picture. Either your device or either your system is being target, or your system is being used as a target to attack other systems. I repeat, there are two important things that will be taken into consideration. The first one is either your device is been target device, it means that your device is being attacked by some other person to get the data or information, or else your system is being used to attack different people on other networks. Either the things can happen. Now in this particular case, we need to have a forensic analysis tool which will help us to identify and recover the data. This is the thing that we are going to study, or we are going to come across after studying all of the particular things. Second one is be well trained as next generation computer crime investigator. In the sense, crime investigation is not limited only to knowing the things, but also to see what are the different things that has enabled for this particular attack or for this particular thing to happen. So these are course outcome that we are going to study after this particular subject. Now what is the unit first dealing with? Unit 1, or you can say unit first, is dealing with the computer forensic fundamentals. What are the different fundamentals of computer forensics? Basically there are 5 fundamentals in which we will be having collecting of the information, analysis, reporting and presenting in front of the court, or there are 5 different things that we are going to study in this particular fundamental. Second one is with reference to the benefits of forensics. What are the different benefits of forensics, why forensics was been introduced, what is the use of forensics, how forensics is different from information security, cyber security and other things. Third one is with reference to the computer crimes, or the different computer crime that can happen on not only on computers but on digital platforms, the different types of crimes. It can be a physical what you call as crime, or it can be a virtual through a software or malware or any other things. Next one is with reference to the computer forensics evidence and code. This is very important when we are talking about digital forensics, or you can say cyber crime or cyber security. Every of the things should be within the range of presenting it in front of the court. It should be admissible in court. That is very important. If at all, if you are doing a very hardcore investigation and in that particular evidence is not been accepted by the court, then your investigation will not result to a positive thing. The only aim of a forensic investigator or digital forensic investigator is to present that particular evidences in front of the court, so that that particular evidences or that particular evidence is been acceptable in front of the court. And the evidences that we are providing, that should be taken into consideration very keenly. This is very important in terms of, if at all, see, the thing is, when we are investigating thing, or when we are copying the evidence should be exact and intact. It should not change its value. What are the evidences that we are collecting, it should not be changed. That is also very important. Next one is with reference to the legal concerns and private issues in terms of digital forensics. What are the legal concerns and what are the private issues? In a sense, legal concerns, in a sense, now that I have told you, the what you can say, the disruption has happened only in D drive, and we are copying C drive and E drive also. That is also a legal concern. Now imagine a situation wherein I am investigating a whole database. I cannot collect all of the information of database. It is highly impossible. It is highly impossible. I'll collect the information. If at all, if I'm collecting the information whole device also, then it is a what you call as a breach of privacy of the party. Why? Because I need to collect only that particular data which has been interrupted, or which is been disrupted, or which is been what you can say, which is been disturbed. if at all if I'm collecting other information, that will be a threat to the organization as well as to the investigator. Next one is with reference to the private issues. Private issue in the sense which of the data to be captured, how the data will be dealt, and who are the people responsible in investigating the things, and what are the different things that will be taken into consideration while investigating that particular data. For example, I have copied the things, I cannot use that particular data for my own personal purpose. For example, I am investigating a bank server. In bank you will be having credit card, debit card, PIN, everything will be there. If at all if I am using those particular things into my things, that it need to be taken into consideration very keenly. That particular thing should be taken into consideration. This is all about the first unit. Now second unit deals with the understanding the computer investigation. Understanding the computer investigation in the sense how the investigation will be taken into consideration, and how the investigation will be taken in an MNCs, into a local what you call as company, to grade 1, grade 2, grade 3 and grade 5 companies, or how data will be captured from corporate companies to a government companies, or from government companies to a corporate companies. So this is a second unit this is how second unit will deal with. The first topic is with procedure for high corporate, or you can say procedure for corporate high tech investigations. Second one is with reference to understanding data recovery station and software, in the sense how data will be recovered. Now digital forensics not only will deal with the investigating of the data, but also a possible way of retrieving the data, or you can say how the data can be retrieved. Now when I say retrieving of the data, it doesn't mean that exact bit to bit copy, but to the extent that we can identify which file was that, we can identify which file was that, and which type of software was being used to disrupt that particular things, or which type of malware was being used to disrupt that particular thing. Last topic is with reference to conducting and investigating of the data. Conducting an investigation in the sense how will be the things, which team will be doing what type of things, and how things will be dealt, and what are the different aspects of that particular data to be taken into consideration, and which aspect of data should be examined and given to investigation. Next one is with reference to the data acquisition. Data acquisition is a process of collecting, and or you can say, in short I can say, collection of the data. How data will be collected with different means, physical means, virtual means, software, analysis or investigation, all things will come into this particular picture. In data acquisition, the first topic is with reference to understanding the storage formats and digital evidence. What are the different storage formats and what are the different digital evidences? Next topic is with reference to the determining the best acquisition method. What are the best method which can be used to acquire that particular data or to get to that particular data. Next one is with reference to the acquisition tools. What are the different acquisition tools that will be used in terms of hardware, in terms of software, in terms of write blockers, or in terms of different things. Next topic is with reference to the validating, or you can say validation of data acquisition, like whether the data which we have captured is okay at both the parties. Like what are the data that the party has told me that's the only thing that I have captured, or I have captured other things also. That things need to be taken into consideration. Performing RAID data acquisition. Next one is with reference to the remote network acquisition. And remote network acquisition in the sense not only with reference to the physical data, but we will be also investigating the different networks. That network can be a physical network, that network can be a virtual network, either of the things. We will be investigating all of these parts. Last is with reference to the other forensic acquisition tools, for the different types of tools that we are going to see in third unit. Now coming towards the fourth unit. In this particular unit we will be dealing with the processing of the information at crime scene and incident that has taken. The fourth unit deals with processing crime and incident scenes, securing a computer incident or crime, seizing the digital evidence at scenes, storing digital evidence, obtaining digital hash, and reviewing the cases. These are the parts that we are going to see in the fourth unit. Fourth unit will deal with after we have captured the information and how we will be processing that particular investigation, and how the things will be in this particular thing we are going to study in the fourth unit. And what are the hash values that will be taken, and how the case will be reviewed. These all things will be seen in unit 4. Now coming towards the unit 5. Unit 5 will deal with all of the forensic tools, either with reference to the physical tool or with the virtual tools, or the different means of investigating the things. Like I am sitting at XYZ place, I want to capture some other information, or I want to capture a data from XYZ place or ABC place. That is the thing that we are going to see in fifth unit. And also the second part of fifth unit, we are going to see about the email investigation. This is very very important. Why email investigation is very important? If at all, if you see any of the corporate places, those particular email addresses are only for that particular domains only. They cannot send any of the email to third party, or third party cannot send any of the email to that particular email address, to that particular corporate address. If at all anybody has sent or any of the things has happened, how we are going to investigate those particular things, we are going to see in this particular things. Just for a reminder, if at all, if you see, unit 1 will deal with all about the basics of forensics and digital data, what things, and legal proceedings. Second unit will deal with all of the proceedings and investigation process. Third unit will deal with how to acquire the data and how to capture the data. Fourth unit will deal with all about the processing of the information and processing of the data and case and everything. Fifth unit will deal with which of the tools we are going to use in this particular scenario, and what are the different things or different techniques we are going to use, or tools we are going to use for investigation of the data and validation of the data. And in second part of fifth unit, we are going to see about the investigation through email process or investigation things. Now these are some sort of suggested things, or you can say suggested books that are being used in our curriculum or syllabus. Please take a note for this particular thing, and I suggest you to personally to get these particular books to read, or you can get an ebook from different places, or from different what you call as websites. You can get a place, and this will help you in acquiring, and or you can say acquiring more of the knowledge. This is all for today. I hope you have understood the basic concepts of digital forensics. If at all, if you have any doubt, you can comment in the comment box. I'll reply to the answers. Thank you for today. See you all in the next session. Thanks you.